Michael Romanowski, he was the bartender at the Iguana, and he saved all his tip money. And let me tell you, those bartenders at the Iguana and Faison's and Sunset Grill and Multi Bobs and all those clubs that were right there near each other, that was a lot. They made some good money.
They really did. Earl, all those guys now. BJ, God, now that all the names are coming back. Sorry, Europe.
Yeah.
But Romo and man, and we treated them well. They treated us well. That's the best way I can remember it. Like, but
yeah, Lolo, he saved all his money. He didn't spend it except on musical gear. He just decided it's time, and he used all that money, moved out to California, and never looked back. And he's mastered several of my records. Michael Romanowski, we all call him Romo, and I see him every Christmas. He comes home with his wife, visits over Christmas, and we go out and have a cup of coffee together. Emily is her name, charming woman, and we're great friends. Rolo and Grimey lived together, along with and there was a third bedroom that was shared by Joe Elvis. Stayed there for a while. Bobby Bear stayed there for a while. Several people occupied this sort of revolving door bedroom they had, and Grimey and Romo were constants. They were always.
Was that over in Sylvan? Did they live over or Centennial?
So Centennial is not far from Centennial.
Okay, I remember some parties at that house.
Oh yeah. There were some knockdown, drag out parties at that place.
Yes, there were.
I slept on that floor several times.
I'll step over your unconscious body if you.
When Steve stayed in Nashville this last October, when we interviewed you the first time over at Chris Tench's, he was staying at Bear Jr.'s Airbnb.
I was sitting out on the porch, and he comes up on the bicycle, and he looks up there, and I'm like, "Hi."
I just knew him as Bobby from the bike shop. I did not know what his last name was.
Yeah,
he was just Bobby from the bike shop who worked at the bike shop. You know, he had to walk like 3 blocks, I think, to get to work. And that's all. You know, that's all I knew was that he was Bobby from the bike shop.
Go bikes every day. No, seriously, a serious biker. I mean, that's what he pulled up on the bike. Hey, Steve. Hey, Bobby. What do you do? Yeah, you're staying here. Yeah, I'm staying here. I wanted to surprise you. Yeah, but yeah, still biking, still Bobby, still, and back in the parties. That's probably where I met him, was one of those parties at Grimey's house.
Listening to his shows, he's kind of in a similar tradition as you and Todd Snider. And it seems like people are now looking at that because of Todd. You didn't get it from him. You guys obviously came with this all differently together.
We came from we drank from the same well, you know, to a certain degree, because we're both good with words. He's better at the honky-tonkin stuff than I've ever been. And I consider myself kind of Todd Snider for Egghead.
Nice.
Now, what do you think about AI?
AI can fake a lot of things, but it can't fake humor.
Promote that record again. It's a damn good record, and it's people playing in their room, and they're making incredible music. There's a spirit there. They let the light in that room. I heard they'd have windows. All right, it's in the comments, folks. Buy that record. Laurie, back to you.
Here's a question for you. What are your thoughts about Taylor Swift?
I think she's wonderful. I think she's very talented. She knows what she's doing, and she's known what she was doing since she started when she was 15, 16, something like that. She found an audience early on, you know, those tweens, Swifties, they call them, I guess. She knew what it felt like to be a 14-year-old girl, and she remembered what it felt like. And that's where, you know, I'm not an encyclopedia. I don't know a lot about her music. I've liked what I've heard. She laser focused in on an audience that she became the voice for those people, as much as Dylan did for his crowd as much as Springsteen has done for his people.
Joni Mitchell.
Joni Mitchell, Neil Young, Prine, of course, Prine, Hank Sr. She knows her audience, and she doesn't pander to it. She's just fortunate that she wants to sing about the things that they want to hear about. I don't mind political posturing during a show, so long as it doesn't become a fist fight or something. I'm not one of those people that thinks, oh, he's an artist, he should just shut up about politics and sing his songs. I don't know. It's a sticky wicket when you do get political on stage, but every now and then you gotta be. Every now and then you got to do that. Preachers every now and then got to do that. Poets got to do that all the time. And if you're a songwriter, you're a poet to a certain degree, at least a certain degree. Sometimes you're entirely a poet. And poets have no filter. They might rewrite a poem later, but the best ones are the ones that just come out like a flash, like a firebomb that has just been lit and comes at you, a page full of words that hit you hard, whether it's about a falling leaf or the president of the United States.
Right, because it was a different world with Jackson Browne back in the day when he was talking politics. It was a completely different world.
He took a step off the cliff, man. Jackson Browne staked his whole reputation on it, and he had a career as a hit maker before and totally dropped off the map, but I take my hat off to him. He had courage to do what he did. Yeah. And he knew he had a platform too. And I think his popularity is again on the rise because people are rediscovering those records.
Yeah.
Classic Hits Radio plays some of them, and people are, he's still a winner.
Yeah.
The tradition, Tommy, that you come from, it strikes me that the phrase, he's a poet, he's a picker, he's a prophet, he's a preacher, he's a pilgrim, and, Christopherson. Mm-hmm. I think that Nashville has that. Shel Silverstein, Chris Christopherson. There are writer, poet, songwriters, singers, and we see the tradition.
You said you came from a Presbyterian background, and I loved it when you said you got a Kiss record and you brought it home and terrorized your family.
Totally.
And then I'll ask, as a Jew, what are Presbyterian values? So, ex-Catholic Jew wants to know what are
the difference between Presbyterianism and Methodism, and I don't know. It all boils down to two things. There was a guy named Jesus Presley who once said, "Don't be cruel."
Amen.
Love one another. That was it. Love one another and don't be cruel. That's it. And I'm a failed Christian because every Christian who is trying has failed. I'm just not. That stuff never goes away fully if you grow up in it immersed as much as I do. We're in need of a third testament now. We're in need of I would like to see Christianity dragged kicking and screaming into the 21st century.
Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe for free to receive more content like this. If you liked this video, please check out these other recommended videos. Don't forget to visit the links in the description and check the comments to share your thoughts. Thanks again.